Chapter 29, in which your call may be recorded for quality assurance. Wednesday, April 15th, 7:13 p.m. Central Standard Time.
This is Lucian Fig. I'm trying to reach my client Garland Lennox, but he's not answering the phone in his room. Good evening, Mr. Fig. Your client isn't in his room. Well, obviously, but do you know where he is? I need to speak to him. He's staying with family in Chattanooga. Excuse me? We spoke this afternoon. You said your client would be staying with family in Chattanooga for a few nights. I most certainly did not. Yes, Mr. Fig, you did. Garland accompanied some students from J.P. Hornby to the National Medal of Honor Museum in Chattanooga this morning, and you called a few hours ago and said he'd be staying with family through the weekend. Garland Lennox doesn't have family in Chattanooga. He doesn't have family anywhere. That's not what you told me a few hours ago. You said they'd drive him back here on Sunday. I sent the release form to your new email address. You said you'd fax it back in the morning. I think you've confused me with someone else. My client is Garland Lennox. He's 90 years old, suffers from dementia, and cannot leave your facility without my express written permission. No, we're talking about the same Garland Lennox, and you said he'd be staying with family in Chattanooga tonight. I did not. Mr. Fig, are you calling me a liar? Yes, I'm calling you a liar because you are lying. Is there someone else there I can talk to? Mr. Fig, there is no need to shout. You're not seriously telling me you let my 90-year-old demented client leave your facility with a group of high school students? Mr. Fig, please calm down. Yesterday you spoke to Marcy Owens and gave your client permission to leave our facility. No, I did not. Then we spoke this afternoon, and you asked me to send a leave form to your new email address. What the hell are you talking about? I don't have a new email address. That's not what you told me 5 hours ago. Am I having a stroke? Is that why nothing you say makes sense? I think I smell burning toast. Hold on, here's the note. You told me your new email address was LADIEZZZ. Oh, that can't be right. Damn it. Damn it, Parker. Hello? Shit. Nurse, please tell me what's happening. Shit. Nurse? Oh, dear Lord, what have we done? Marcy, you've got to be kidding me. Do they just pay a bunch of numbskulls to do these jobs?
Wednesday, April 15th, 7:39 p.m. Central Standard Time.
911, what is your emergency? This is Lucian Fig. I think some high school kids abducted my client and took him overseas. Please, sir, calm down. You said your name is Lucian Fig. The guy on all the billboards? What? Yes, I have a few billboards around. And all those commercials, too. Yes, I advertise on television as well, but my client, that jingle gets stuck in your head, don't it? Lucian Fig, he'll get you more. Call 205-8994. Right. Look, my client... Sorry, you said something about an abduction? Yes, my client's name is Garland Lennox. He's 90 years old and he lives in the dementia unit at Morningview Arbor. 2 high school students snuck him out of the nursing home this morning, and now they've left the country. I fear they're planning to ransom him. Whoa, hold on. If they're planning to ransom him, this would technically be a kidnapping, not an abduction. I know it's confusing because it's kids kidnapping an adult, and usually when you think of kidnapping, you think of adults taking kids, because kidnapping has the word kid right there in the word, you know? Okay, kidnapping, whatever, just help me, damn it! There's no need to yell, Mr. Fig. I'm just trying to get things straight, because if I transfer you to abductions, you'll be talking to the wrong people. And no one over there can figure out how to transfer a call without accidentally hanging up on you. and then you'd have to call this number again, and we'd be going through the same song and dance. I wish someone had abducted your... Ugh. What was that, Mr. Fig? Nothing. Let me start over. This is Lucian Fig. 2 high school students kidnapped my client. Please hold while I redirect your call.
Wednesday, April 15th, 8:37 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Hello? Hello. May I speak with the parent or guardian of Edwin Green? This is Alice Morrison, Edwin's mother. Is something wrong? Is Edwin okay? Mrs. Morrison, this is Daniel Healy with the State Department. Earlier today, your son, a young woman named Parker Hathaway, and an elderly man named Garland Lennox boarded a plane in Atlanta bound for Paris, France. I don't think so. Edwin had track practice today, and he's sleeping over with that boy who thinks he's a hobbit. What's his name? Tyler Godfrey. Edwin said they're working on a science project that measures the effects of sleep deprivation on Xbox performance. I'm afraid not, Mrs. Morrison. Delta Airlines and Homeland Security both scanned your son's passport, and surveillance video confirms he boarded the flight. You're telling me a girl and an old man kidnapped my son? No, Mrs. Morrison. We believe all 3 of them willingly boarded the plane, although Mr. Lennox's attorney fears your son and Miss Hathaway kidnapped his client. My son is not a kidnapper. We don't believe... Hold on, my husband wants to... This is Carl Morrison, Edwin's stepfather. Is Edwin okay? My wife said something about a kidnapping. No, Mr. Morrison. Your stepson voluntarily boarded a plane this afternoon with a fellow student and a 90-year-old dementia patient. This must have something to do with Sadie Evans. The actress? Would you call her an actress? She plays herself in every movie. She was pretty good in Back to the Future 4. She was terrible. Wait, why the hell are we talking about Sadie Evans? You brought her up, Mr. Morrison. Okay, forget it. What are we supposed to do about Edwin? Mr. Lennox's attorney is also his legal guardian, and he requested we intercept his client at the airport and place him on the next flight to Atlanta. We will want to question your son at the airport, but as long as everything checks out, he's free to stay in France, unless you would like us to put him on the next flight back to Atlanta as well. Of course we want him on the next flight back to... Hold on, my wife wants to... Did you say this had something to do with Sadie Evans? No, Mrs. Morrison. Your husband suggested that. Oh, well, do you think Sadie might hear about this? We've no plans to alert the media, if that's what you're asking. Well, would you mind if we did? We'd rather you not contact... Sorry, Mr. Healy. We will not contact the media. Please make sure Edwin is on the next flight home and have him call us as soon as he can. Yes, Mr. Morrison. And tell him he's not in trouble. We know he's had a rough year and he's just trying to... No, you tell him he's in more trouble than he can possibly imagine, and he's grounded for the rest of his natural life. And if he dies young and reincarnates, we will track him down and make sure his new parents ground him as well. Okay, will do.
Wednesday, April 15th, 9:07 p.m. Central Standard Time.
It's 4 in the damn morning. Sorry, Martin, but we need you at Charles de Gaulle when Delta Flight 8517 from Atlanta arrives this morning. 2 high school students and an elderly man are on board, and we need you to intercept them and put them on the next flight back to Atlanta. Okay, why? Well, the elderly man has dementia and isn't supposed to leave his nursing home, much less country. And the students? We're treating them as runaways. So 2 high school students and a dementia patient decided to run away to Paris? That's weird, right? The old man's attorney believes the students kidnapped his client and plan on ransoming him once they make it to Europe. But you don't believe that is their intention? No, but this attorney is a loudmouth, so we'd like to do this quietly. Last thing we need is this guy going on CNN spewing nonsense. We've already spoken to the French ambassador. A small marine detachment is at Charles de Gaulle, waiting at your disposal. A marine detachment? For 2 kids and an old man? We're not expecting any trouble, Martin. But you're old, and if the kids try to run now, you'll have some Marines there to catch them. I'm not that old. If you say so, Martin. Look, all you have to do is hold them in one of the questioning rooms at Border Control, treat them nice, and put them on the next plane back to Atlanta. Okay. Who am I looking for again? We're faxing this to your office right now. The old man is Garland Lennox, 90 years old, 5'7", white hair, and reportedly ornery as hell. He's traveling with Edwin Green, male, 17, 5'9", brown hair, hazel eyes, glasses, and Parker Hathaway, aka Emily Bloom, female, 17, 5'10", red hair, brown eyes, and may be traveling under an alias. A 17-year-old with an alias? Yeah, do you remember that incident in Florida a few years ago? With that crazy church from Iowa or somewhere? I've lived in Paris for 35 years, Daniel. We don't get a lot of local church news from the States. Whatever, it's all in the facts. You can read about it on the way to the airport. Oh, and Martin? Yeah? The old man, Garland Lennox, he worked for 35 years after the war. No shit. I thought they were all dead. Apparently not. So like I said, let's try and keep this quiet, okay? Yeah, okay.